What if the next major global conflict doesn't start in the Middle East or Eastern Europe? What if it begins in one of the coldest and most remote places on Earth, a region covered in ice for thousands of years, a region that most people rarely think about, the Arctic? Right now, powerful nations are quietly competing for control of this frozen frontier. New military bases are appearing, icebreaker fleets are expanding, and beneath the melting ice lies something the world desperately needs: energy, rare minerals, new global shipping routes. The Arctic is no longer just a frozen wilderness. It may soon become one of the most strategic regions on Earth. So, why is the world suddenly paying so much attention to the Arctic? And why are global powers preparing for a future that could reshape international politics? To understand what is happening today, we must first understand what is hidden beneath the ice. Part 1. The hidden wealth beneath the ice. For centuries, the Arctic was considered almost impossible to use. Extreme cold, permanent ice, dangerous weather. Very few people lived there, and even fewer countries had the technology to explore it. But modern technology has changed everything. Scientists now believe the Arctic contains enormous natural resources. According to geological estimates, the region may hold around 13% of the world's undiscovered oil, nearly 30% of its untapped natural gas. And that's only the beginning. The Arctic seabed is also believed to contain rare earth minerals, materials essential for modern technology, smartphones, electric vehicles, advanced military systems. Control of these resources could mean enormous economic power, and in global politics, access to resources often shapes strategy. Part 2. Melting ice, opening routes. Another major reason the Arctic is becoming so important is climate change. As global temperatures rise, Arctic ice is slowly melting. While this creates serious environmental concerns, it is also opening something that once seemed impossible: new shipping routes. For centuries, ships traveling between Asia and Europe had to pass through long and expensive routes like the Suez Canal, but Arctic routes could reduce travel distance by thousands of kilometers. One example is the Northern Sea Route, which runs along Russia's Arctic coastline. This route could dramatically reduce travel time between Asia and Europe. Faster trade, lower fuel costs, more efficient global supply chains. But whoever controls these routes could gain massive economic influence. And this is where geopolitics enters the picture. Part 3. The Arctic powers. Several countries have direct interests in the Arctic: Russia, the United States, Canada, Norway, Denmark through Greenland. These nations are known as Arctic states, and each one is strengthening its presence in the region. Russia currently has the largest Arctic military infrastructure: dozens of bases, airfields, advanced missile systems, icebreakers capable of navigating thick frozen waters. The United States has also begun increasing Arctic investment, new defense strategies, expanded cooperation with NATO allies, and growing attention to Greenland's strategic importance. Meanwhile, China, despite not being an Arctic nation, has declared itself a near-Arctic state. China is investing in Arctic research, shipping projects, and infrastructure. This has raised concerns among Western countries, because the Arctic is no longer just a regional issue. It is becoming part of global power competition. Part 4. The strategic importance of Greenland. One of the most important locations in the Arctic is Greenland. This massive island sits between North America and Europe. Its location makes it extremely valuable for military monitoring and defense systems. The United States already operates a major facility there, Pituffik Space Base, formerly Thule Air Base. From this location, early warning radar systems can detect potential missile launches across the Northern Hemisphere. Greenland is also believed to contain significant rare earth resources. As the world shifts toward electric technology and renewable energy, demand for these minerals is rising rapidly. This makes Greenland not only a military asset, but also an economic one, which explains why global interest in the island has increased dramatically in recent years. Part 5. Rising tensions in the Arctic. Despite competition, the Arctic has historically been a relatively peaceful region. Countries have cooperated through organizations like the Arctic Council. But growing strategic interest is slowly changing that dynamic. Military exercises are increasing. New bases are being built. Icebreaker fleets are expanding. And surveillance technology is improving. So far, this competition remains mostly strategic rather than openly confrontational. But history shows that when valuable resources and strategic routes are involved, rivalries can intensify. Part 6. The future of the Arctic. The Arctic is changing faster than almost any other region on Earth. Melting ice is opening opportunities, but also creating new geopolitical risks. The region could become a hub of global trade. a center of energy production, or a new arena of strategic competition between major powers. Much will depend on how nations manage their ambitions, whether they choose cooperation or confrontation. The frozen frontier. For centuries, the Arctic remained distant from the world's political struggles, a quiet, frozen wilderness. But today, that isolation is disappearing. Technology, resources, and climate change are transforming the region. And as the ice retreats, global interest is advancing. The Arctic may still look silent and frozen, but beneath the surface, a new chapter of global strategy is already beginning.